¿Qué pasa? Yeah. Um, I don't know what to talk about, you know. So, yeah. So if you have a question or a comment, please bring it up. Uh, any questions? Yes, ma'am.
You sometimes talking about crossroads and time bombs.
Yeah.
So, do you talk? Is it the same when you talk about crossroads, coming across crossroads, time bombs in our life? Is it the same? Do you mean the same?
The question is, sometimes I talk about um, we all come to a point in our lives where we hit a crossroad.
Or time bomb?
A time bomb is something different. Yeah.
Is there a way to prepare for this moment?
Uh, yes. Yeah. For the crossroad or time bomb or both? Crossroads, they come into everybody's life all the time. They come and go. There's very big crossroads, very small crossroads. Crossroads are something where all of a sudden it's where we have to make a decision and a choice. And the crossroads, sometimes it's great to go left, and sometimes it's great to go right, and sometimes it's great just to head on. And one basically never knows. And, we try to use our good judgment when we hit a crossroad. And sometimes we throw a coin, and maybe heads determines we go right, and tails we go left. And sometimes we listen to our mind and the various reasons why. And sometimes we just take off and walk. I basically, when it comes to crossroads, I just walk. I don't really try to dive into the situations of really what it might be, unless it has to do with school. When it comes to making decisions, what profession to go into, what to study, what degree to go for, then we have to make a choice. What would be the best, according to how you look at life, what is available to you, and if you can get into that school. But once we get out of school, I basically leave it open. I don't try to rationalize it or put weight on it and this or that. Where I have learned the most about life is it's when I find myself out of the ordinary. What has helped me more than anything else are not Sundays where everything is wonderful. Sundays in the United States and America is washing your car, going to the park, taking your dog to the park, playing frisbee, watching football, drinking beer. Everything is wonderful, and you're getting ready for the work week, which is usually not so nice. I don't learn anything on Sundays. I learn on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, when usually life is very difficult at work with people and myself. It is the days that are extremely heavy on my head. It is the days that have upset it myself, that has literally taken me away from myself, that's where I learn. It is where all of a sudden my logic doesn't work so well anymore. Those are the days that I learn the most. And these are the crossroads I would say most people would avoid. Most people, they want a happy life, a joyful life, and that's understandable. It's great and it's wonderful when they come. But if we literally count the days of Sundays where everything's just working out and everything is wonderful, we really don't learn nothing. Because when it comes to real crossroads that are really going to determine our life, that's going to really affect our life, and especially along the way we hit time bombs, we all find out that in the various, during the week, the month, the year, a decade or two, we all have time bombs where all of a sudden we have a big problem. An explosion has taken place, a breakup of a relationship, a breakup of business. We lost this, we lost that. All of a sudden, the holidays did not work out. These are the time bombs. And when these time bombs take off, it is literally how to handle, not the Sundays, but the days of how we learn to literally walk when things go wrong. We become, you could say, experts at war. We become experts at situations that aren't so nice. Because most of us and all of us, basically, we come across word, not only in the mailbox, but phone calls or a policeman at the door giving us some bad news. And it's how we literally handle and deal with it. And this is the result of not doing Sundays every day of the week, and learning to handle our problems, learning to handle situations that really aren't so nice. A lot of people fall apart. An awful lot of people, they just literally fall apart inside. They disappear with sadness and grief for weeks, months, and years, and for some even decades, to the point that they have to take medication. Nobody teaches us really how to handle what it is to grief and sadness, what it is for things to go away from us that were so dear to us. Nobody teaches us how to handle shock. And none of us should ever go into shock. None of us should ever go into shock. No human being should ever go into shock. If we could understand the ramifications of what it is to go into shock, it is so dangerous for the body. It is so dangerous for the mind. It is so dangerous for the blood. It is so dangerous for that brain of ours, what shock can do, and the damage that it can literally do that can go on for decades, for the rest of our lives in our body. And it's hard to recuperate. One shock literally lives in our body longer than 2, 3, 4 weeks. It's not good. It's not healthy. But nobody teaches us how to handle this. And so we find ourselves always wanting to find the Sundays, make Sundays on Fridays and Saturdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. But it won't do you any good. And we cannot even hang on to our Sundays. No matter whether you find something so wonderful, a joy, a happiness, and this and that, it will go away. They all go away. It is the nature of life. But to teach us, it is somewhere between the Sundays and the Wednesdays where there was a policeman at the door with some bad news. And how to handle an equilibrium, so to speak, to find ourselves at a fulcrum, to handle what can tilt us to the far left or tilt us to the far right. Because we all basically walk a fine line. It's a fine line to live on this planet. And some days it seems so easy. It seems like we have very, very big feet, that we cannot fall, that we cannot sink into the earth, the quicksand. And yet just one little word, one little piece of bad news, and no matter how big our feet are, we can sink like quicksand into the earth, into a grief or a sadness that is difficult to overcome. And to teach ourselves and to teach our children and to teach whoever we can how to handle these situations. And to give us what the reality is and not the hope and not the dream of what we want it to be or what's in the comic books or what's in our imagination. But the reality is everything will be taken away from us. Everything. Everything just comes and goes. We can't hang on to our grandchildren, our mothers, our fathers, our wives and husbands, grandmas and grandpas, not even the little baby birds in the bird cage that we love so much because they're so cute. They're so cute. And the little animals too, and the little goldfish that are just so, so, so beautiful and sweet. And we find not only that, but even our clothes and all the shoes, they all have to go away. We find ourselves buying new, beautiful shoes, sometimes more comfortable, and sometimes they may be a little tight. But when these time bombs go off, and they are a surprise and they shock us, it causes problems. When we have the firm understanding of really what this reality is, it's a planet, and to understand what this economy is and what it literally does for us. But who in the world are we with it? We are very fragile creatures, very fragile human beings that can easily bleed with a paper cut. One little sticker at the bottom of our shoe can bring us down to try and pull out that sticker, no matter how wonderful you are. But so too, to be hurt by a word, to be hurt by an act, how it can literally follow us for weeks, months, and years, and sometimes we just don't get over that particular hurt because we don't understand the crossroads. Maybe the best thing is to flip a coin outside of going to school or a job. Because there are situations where we literally have to make a decision, a good rational, good common sense decision, but we have the information there. But when it comes to actually very human things, it's very, very different. It's extremely different. And basically, almost every day is like flipping a coin. It's a gamble. We have no idea what the end of the day is going to end up as. We have no idea who the people we are going to encounter and see and what is going to happen in front of us. Things happen. And to be able, like a soldier, always to be on guard and to be able to be ready no matter what the situation or no matter how beautiful the Sunday is. For that is what the eyes are for. That is really what our feelings are for. That is what our senses and intuition is for. It's literally always basically to be at rest and yet simultaneously to be on guard at the same time. At the same time. It is only then that we can understand the Sundays, the Mondays, the Wednesdays, the Thursdays, the Fridays. And we always find ourselves very much the same person and not like a roller coaster with our emotional body going up and down, up and down, up and down. We don't know where we are. It is not letting our mental body going up and down, feeling lost, then we're found, feeling clear, and then we're confused, up and down, up and down. It is literally up to us either to get on the roller coaster or to find that there's a better way to literally walk this earth. The storms do come, no doubt. Those are the time bombs. The storms do come, and whatever led us to that particular point in time. For in the crossroads, there's so many roads. And to take them all, to experience them all as much as possible. And I would say whatever guided us, whatever way or means we decided to go left or right or just straight ahead, I have learned from all of them. They have all have helped me with that. So the crossroads, I just hope I have enough time to go left and then right, and then veer to the left or veer to the right. But there's so many ways to go. I would need another 4,000 or 5,000 years of walking on this planet to go down all the roads, but I do not. I am limited due to the time that I have walking on a planet. So the time bombs, they happen and they go off. And they go off in everybody's life eventually. And to be able to be on guard and to be wakeful and careful and to be able to assist not only yourself but others when these time bombs do go off. And then we find our nervous system steady and not in some roller coaster. And sometimes the roller coaster is a little too much for us, going against gravity, going down at very great speeds, and preparing to go up, because the higher up we go, the further down we seem to go. So basically it is a steadiness. And a good example, a good mentor of that is literally the planet, very steady, floating out in outer space. Very steady it is. And very quietly, and we don't even know it, rotating on its axis, very quietly, very steady it is. And we cannot help but to turn over from morning to afternoon, from afternoon to evening, and from evening to the night, and starting over like the planet does within itself. Very steady it is. So leave all the options open, I would say. Because the crossroads are wonderful. They're really wonderful, but we cannot walk them all. I don't think we all have that much time anyway. Yeah. So with time bombs, literally teach yourself how to handle, because they will come. So the surprise isn't so extreme inside. And the way to teach yourself how to handle these time bombs is that you have to literally get out of the phenomenon of yourself. For the phenomenon of yourself is that you have been living inside your head, inside that emotional body of yours ever since you were conceived. But to understand it better and to deal with it better is to think of all the other little boys and girls throughout the world. And there's millions, hundreds of millions that are experiencing pretty much the same thing you have and you are today. Pets going away, friends, mothers and fathers due to some illness. And when you think of all the others in the world, and you think of their faces, their hands, and the tears, you find yourself out of the phenomenon of the self, because you are being touched by others throughout the world. If we stay within ourselves in the cave that we can literally create with ourselves and only think of our sorrow, the heaviness, no doubt, is strong, like being in a cave, totally isolated. And caves do what caves do. They cannot help but do what caves do. As it is for the sunshine and sun, for the light and the sunshine, it cannot help do what it does. And I would say it feels a lot better being out in sunshine than staying in a cave. And that's what the eyes are for. And that is the beauty of also your mind and your imagination, to have the capacity to go and think of others and not just your hardship and not just your aches and pains. And this is how we grow. This is how we start to expand the wings, the beautiful wings that birds have, that we can start to fly and almost see through the eyes of others of your same age, male or female, to literally see what is it that they have gone through too. And we begin to actually feel better about ourselves because you have those wings. And the pain, the little pains inside, they're not so big anymore. A view, a most beautiful view that we all can have without leaving the kitchen, the bedroom, the living room, the backyard, or even our own flats. And yet, here are these beautiful astronauts from so many countries have already been up there in outer space, taking their own personal cameras and taking pictures of a phenomenon that most people for millions and hundreds of millions of years have not been able to see, and I'm including the animals. I'm including all the creatures. And here we have beautiful photographs, real photographs of what our situation is on a planet. And yet, that hasn't made humanity any happier. It hasn't brightened the eyes of its citizens. It hasn't tantalized its own citizens to think of the astronaut's point of view. The proof is there, but we don't utilize it. And I wonder why. And all it is because the conditioning, nobody taught us what the power of conditioning really is. How it literally has stamped almost every brain cell in our body. And is how difficult it is to transcend that branding, that hypnosis, that conditioning of how we have painted ourselves and painted other people and painted this world and painted what life is, and we basically have really no idea yet what it is. We get and receive and we eat and we consume information of the last generation and the generation before that and that and that and that, and including even all the words and thoughts and the little words that we use amongst ourselves at dinner tables and on the streets. But I wonder if there's a generation out there. I wonder if there's a country out there. I wonder if there's a person out there. I wonder if there's a village out there that hasn't labeled the trees, the sun, the moon, that hasn't labeled the snow and the rain and the wind, but actually literally sees itself made of it all. that I can feel the winds inside one's lungs, and that there's no separation between the little streams and rivers. And they can no doubt see that there's no separation between the rivers of their blood. And the trees, they can see no difference too, for how they can stand so still. And yet also to be a blade of grass, and to also to bend the knees, the elbows, the neck, and the back, and to bend those ankles of yours. In the sun, not worshiping the sun, but know that the sun also, you're made of that too. For you can feel the light when you smile. You can feel the light of the sun when you laugh. You can feel the light of the sun when something is actually being touched by you. So bright it is. And the moon, you can see that there's no difference between you and the moon. And how lovely, without even speaking a word, you can actually literally feel the moonlight in you. Maybe with a little romance, or maybe a song, and hearing the songs of the birds sing about. And that moonlight, there it is, deep inside of you, very much the same quality, the same tone and colors too. And the stars, you see no difference between you and the stars. Where you see all can feel the twinkling little stars inside of you, speaking to you in so many ways and fashion, and giving you an eternal light that no poem could ever touch. And the brushing of the leaves when the wind comes. And you can feel that inside of you. All those little brain matters that you don't know because you have no education. But you can feel the little leaves inside of you flipping about by the winds of your passion, of your ideas. You can feel the leaves inside that brain of yours. Millions, millions, and billions. But you can only count up to 3. And after 3, it is just many. And yet, as each leaf is flipping about with a thought and a passion, you can feel your feet wanting to dance with it. And your skin, very much like the bark of trees. And the skin of plants and the flowers. You can see the flowers of the little children that you have had. And very few words they speak. And you can see how the flower easily goes to sleep at night. And how it opens up and even follows the sun of the day. And without any labels, you can see that you are made from all of this. No great secret, no great mystery. You give homage and you give little whispers. You not only even kiss your hands, but how easily you can kiss the ground and speak to the trees and speak to the sky. Easily speak to the winds within yourself. You have no cell phone. You have no mountain boots. You have no sophisticated clothes. You have no beautiful brushes made of boar. You have no books, for you cannot even read. For your letters could be just a trail made of sand. For your letters just could actually be the trees and all the other plants about. For how easily you can read what is in front of you and the spaces that you have walked already. In your eyes, how easily you can see. It is like this big, big sky above your head, for you know it is looking at you. For you know you can feel the eye and sometimes even blinking the sky. And you know you are never, never alone. Night nor day. And the songs, they come from within your bones. No music script to read. There's no piano, no guitar, no mandolins either, nor flute. For everything you can read, you hear, you are touched by. No doubt somebody is stringing the strings. The piano, no doubt, the ivory keys are placed. For life is a song from morning to night. You did not have to buy it. You did not have to work for it. You did not have to kill for it. You did not have to suffer to hear it. And you ask yourself, who gave me this orchestra? How did I find myself in such a beautiful orchestra? So many flowers about, so many. So then one must ask, who has the real world? Who is holding the real world in their hands? We follow the drum. We follow the sound of the drum, and we wonder who's beating that drum. I wonder what ceremony is taking place. And there it is, your own heart beating its own drum. So how can you say what crossroad to take when you already are beating your own drum? So it goes to literally say, so many roads, but such few time to travel them all. So when one reaches the golden age, maybe of the late 80s or 90s, hundreds or hundreds and tens, and then to truly ask yourself, what do I wish I should have done? What should I have really done? What roads would I wish I would have taken to give me adventures of colors that I have never seen, of people and faces that were much kinder than I had feared at one time? What roads I should have taken. So time bombs, I would say, there's nothing I can do about you. The timer has been set. And crossroads, oh, I would love to walk them all. Oh, I wish I could. But I will send you to the left, and I would send you to the right, and I would veer you to the far left, and you to the veer right, and you can tell me, like you already are, you are telling me all the roads that you have already walked that I will never be able to walk. And I listen to your stories, and all the time bombs, and all the Sundays that you have met. It is this that I enrich my mind. It is through this I enrich my heart. How I love to listen to the other stories, because I know your roads I will never be able to walk. It is through there that I become a better human being. It is there that I begin to understand a Marco Polo. I write, I type, I etch in, I draw, I even imprint your stories. What a beautiful sandbox this earth is. And billions and billions and hundreds of billions of roads to walk. To love the stories and not just yours. To literally love and listen even though the time bombs are rough, but also the ones of great laughter too. So, so beautiful they all are. So the student of life begins to understand a little bit better, to be steady like the earth. So quiet it is, floating in outer space. So quiet and watchful it is. Made of starlight, of winds, of rivers, stands like mountain and disappears like clouds. An orchestra, yes. Such a beautiful, continuous song life is. Yo ho ho Yo ho ho Yo ho ho Naete ha ha. Peace to your mind. Naete. Peace to your hearts. And peace to your life. Crossroads and time bombs. Yeah. Let's dance.